We're getting ready to make a video. Look at that buck right there. Look at him right there. I'm in a park and we're getting ready to make a video. Look at him there. Look at that dude. Look at that. In a park. No hunting park. That's where we're camping at, but look at the size of that dude. Meh. Meh. He gone. There she goes. There's the doe. He's chasing that doe. Anyway, we're about to make a video here on tree stands and do some of this kind of stuff. And I just happened to hear some ruckus over there and looked, and sure enough, going right through there. How cool is that? Awesome. All right, anyway, so we're going to make a video here in a minute. Let me get everything set up. All right, hey guys. Welcome to Traditional Bowhunting Wilderness Podcast. This is Jason. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about these two stands because I use this one a lot more now, and people are going to question that. A lot of people are going to be like, well, you bought the B stand, you got the B stand, why are you using this one so much? They're seeing it in my videos, in my YouTube and social media stuff that I'm posting, and I'm in this one a lot more. Let's talk about it because they're both amazing stands. But let's dive into the differences here and why this time of year I'm in this stand more than I am this one. I still hunt on both of them a lot, but right now I'm on my 3-state, 3-week Midwest tour, and I'm using this one exclusively for this. Why? What are some of the differences and benefits, and how will they affect you? So when we look at these two stands as they stand right here together, you can see that this one is almost, not counting the sticks, but you can see just by the height of the seat, it's just a little bit longer of a package because of the seat, but the platform is actually shorter from here where the platform is to here where the platform is. So you got some difference here. You got a longer platform on the Beast than you do on the Assault. Okay, it's the Lone Wolf Assault. They don't make the stand anymore. And there's, I would imagine, I think the closest thing to this is the cast version of the XOP Air Raid Evolution, or not that, whatever they're, Vanish, the XOP Vanish, and then also a Lone Wolf Custom Gear 1.0 would be similar in size. But there's some advantages to this particular stand that really benefit me here. Now, there is a weight difference of about, I think it's 3.5 pounds difference for this stand versus this stand. So there's a huge weight difference, and for a lot of people, that's a game changer. Here you get a longer platform. That's a game changer for a lot of people. And here you're getting a wider platform, and you're more weight. But why am I on it then so much? Why am I on it? Has to do a lot with the seat. We're going to take the sticks off and set them up and show you, but I wanted you to see how they're carried in. Okay, this is how I run them both, exactly the same. And that's their setup that they got on them, so it works fantastic. It's a great, simple little setup. But as far as the, we'll pause this for a minute, and I'll take it apart, and I'm going to show you the differences here when we actually put them on a tree. All right, here they are. No sticks on them, side by side. So we can see on here, making sure that's in the camera right. I don't have all my full production type setup here. We're just using a cell phone. But so you can see here, again, very similar in size. Okay, you get a little more height out of the, put them exactly where they should be right there. A little longer on the seat length on this one, but the seat is actually not any longer. The seat height is not any different. I think there's an inch difference in here. We'll check, but notice that it's about this bracket, how far up that sits versus that one. So, and then this, but look at the size difference of these two seats. Okay, the sheer size of these seats is a big factor for me. All right, that's one, is the fact that this seat is so much larger and so much more comfortable. This seat here drives me nuts. This seat sucks. I'm sorry, but I mean, yeah, it's just almost too stiff, and it's way too small, and it's not comfortable for me for more than about a 5-hour sit. Now, I can handle 4 or 5 hours on this seat, on this stand, on a regular basis, which is why I use it all early season. I love the lightweight factor. This thing is definitely lighter. There's no doubt about it. It's light. But I like the seat better on this Lone Wolf stand. It is much bigger, much more comfortable, and there's some other advantages to the seat, which we will show you once we hang it on a tree. But that's a big one right there, too. Also, if you notice on this platform, this cast platform has got all these little teeth on here. I'll bring you in and show you a close-up of that, but that's a big factor for me as well over this one. There's a lot of little things on here that make this one still, in my opinion, the best stand ever made. Okay, this is amazing. And it's got the weight factor. The weight factor I'm going to talk about for a minute. on everything, whether it's saddles, 1 stick, carbon sticks, 2 sticks, 3 sticks, aiders, stands, saddle platforms. When it comes to the weight thing, now think about that for a second. This one is, let's call it even 4 pounds. It's not, it's under 4 pounds, but let's say that this stand is 4 pounds heavier than this one, and I have them both right here at my disposal. And I'm going to walk 1.3 miles into a stand up and down 3 different ridges, which I just did the other day, okay? Why would I choose this one over that one? Because the weight doesn't matter, okay? No offense to anything. The weight is irrelevant. No offense. Do you notice it? Barely, but I can notice it. When I hang this on a tree, I can notice that it's a lot lighter than this one is. Yeah, I love that factor, but does it make that much difference? No. What about carrying it in? The world is filled with pansies today. I'm sorry, but it's filled with pansies. The guys that are like, well, this is a half a pound lighter. This is 1 pound lighter. I saved 1 pound by doing it. Who cares? My pack full of my battery chargers, my GoPro batteries, my extra headlamp batteries, my food, my water for all day sits, my pack and my sticks and my stands, it's like 48 pounds combined. And I'm hiking it miles in, up and down ridges. Some of them that you got to use your hands and climb on. Set your bow, grab a tree, pull yourself up. I mean, you know, and then I'm going to pack a deer out of there too. But yet everybody's worried about saving a pound. Get over the save a pound. Find a stand that works the best for you. Find a gear that works the best for you, and forget the weight thing. Like I said, I get so tired of that stuff. It drives me nuts. So with this said, this one here, I have no problem carrying this one bit. And I actually carry my stands in a way that blows people's minds. I don't even put it on my pack anymore. I've not yet once this year strapped it on my pack like I do. I actually carry this, which I've shown in another video. I have paracord straps on here. Now, I don't carry it. My stand is not on, it's either mounted on my pack, but in reality, 90% of the time that I'm carrying this now, I carry it like this, with the sticks mounted on there like you saw. It hangs right here, just like this. This is how I carry it. Sticks and everything on there, and I carry it just dangling like this. I got total control of it with this arm to be able to move it through brush and go through there, but I carry it on my side just like this, and it hooks right on my backpack strap on the inside so they can't go forward, so my sternum strap holds it. But this is how I've been carrying it for miles and miles. This entire season that I've been going hunting since September 9th, this is how I carry it. It's just simple, it's easy, it's functional. But the weight thing, like I said, get over it. Seriously, get over it. There's not that much advantage when it comes. Let me rephrase that. Let's put it in simple terms. Do not let the weight of a piece of gear dictate whether you buy it or not. Buy the piece of gear that is going to be most beneficial for you regardless of the weight. You're going to carry it for anywhere from 10-minute hike in to maybe an hour hike in. And then you're going to sit on it or use it for 5 hours of hunting, 6, 8, 10. Yesterday was a 12.5-hour sit for me. You're going to use it for that long, and then you're going to carry it 15 minutes to an hour out. The weight does not matter. Okay, get over yourself, okay? Get over the weight factor. So, that said, let's take these guys. Like I said, 2 amazing stands. I did a whole comparison on all these stands when I first got that beast, and I'll link it at the end of this for you. But today, why am I going back to this stand for most of my stuff? Now, I will still use this tremendously, especially in Georgia, where I'm going in and I'm setting up for 3, 4, 5 hours. And I love this stand. And the advantage is this stand is made today. I can buy replacement cables. I can buy new bushings. I can buy stuff. This is available. This one is no longer available, unfortunately, because, you know, at first I felt bad for Novix when they became Lone Wolf, or when they Lone Wolf Custom Gear took back the name Lone Wolf, and they went through all that debacle and the court stuff and all the BS that happened with that. At first I felt bad. I don't feel bad for Novix at all anymore. Their customer service has not been that good from what I hear, and the fact that they no longer offer cables and replacement parts for this stand, even though they are in the same building that this was made, and the fact that they've kind of shut all these out and left these people hanging in the wind for their new stuff, Novix is does not impress me right now. Now, I'd buy their sticks because of the fact that they're the only ones that still make the sticks like I like, but Novix pisses me off. All this stuff pisses me off. They do a lot of shady stuff. All companies now suck. It's ridiculous. But this stand is no longer made, unfortunately. I have 2 of these. This one I pulled out is brand new this year, and I have 1 more brand new one in the box. The one I was using for the last 15, 18 years, I actually sold it when I bought that one because I knew I had 2 more of these. But I got 2 of these left. 2 of these assaults. We are going to use them. We are going to use them especially on these Midwest week trips like this. These this Midwest trips in the rut time. And enough talking. Let's put them on the tree. Show you why. Show you what I'm talking about. All right, here we go. Both of them are on a tree right here. We got one mounted right there, one there. Don't pay attention to the fact that they're not quite square, any of that. None of that stuff matters. What we want to talk about here is a few factors on here. First of all stands are set the same way. Okay, I chamfer the backs of all of mine, which I've shown you in other videos, and you can see it on there. But see how that is rounded and chamfered right there? I got that chamfer on there. I do the same thing to the bottom teeth on these, but same thing here. Okay, if you look under there, notice that they are chamfered. It's got that chamfer on there. Okay, that lets it slide down the tree. It does not bite on this back side. You can see it here again too. This chamfer right there that I put on there with a quick touch of a file. And I also do it down here on the bottom of these teeth, on the bottom of that platform, and on the bottom of the teeth on this platform. Okay, I do that little bit of a chamfer on purpose, so I don't have to do any of that weird, stupid cam, lean it up, put your knee on the seat garbage, or any of that kind of stuff to actually do these. Instead, I just hang a stand on a tree like this, get it on there. Okay, it's loose. Okay, see, it's still, I just put it on there. Okay, I set it, tighten it up as good as I can, and then before I get in it, all I do is going to put my foot on here and give it a bounce. Done. Now it's set. It's locked. I don't have to do anything else to it. That's set. Now this one, as you can see, is leaning. So it's going to be just a little wobbly here because of that, but that's okay. All right. Same with this one here. When I get that one on there, I get it set on there, put it on a tree. I put my foot on here, set it. Just give it a stomp, set it. Right there. Now that one's kind of high. I can't even reach that one. Picked this tree on purpose. Let me stomp it this way from that stand. But so I climb in before I get into the stand. I put my foot on here right between the cables. There it is. Now this stand is set. Rock solid and in. We're not moving, okay? If I need to give it a little bit more, if that bracket's not quite seated exactly like I want, if it was loose, I just grab here and give it another stomp. And now it's on. Okay, we are locked in. She is tight. She ain't going nowhere. That's it, okay? Perfect, simple and easy. Now this one here too, same kind of deal. We can get on here. Okay, we can set this one because it's not quite, it's close. But then we can here, there, set, locked, done. Okay, even on this wobbly one where it's on an angle, look, it's not moving. Okay, not at all. Okay, a little bit if I try real hard. But anyway, so we got those set. Now, a couple of the things that bug me, okay, that I like better on the Lone Wolf. One of them is the distance from here to the bat wing. Okay, notice that my bracket is nowhere near. See the angle of that stand, that strap. My bracket is nowhere near the strap on here, okay? I like that factor. Does not come in contact with it all. On this one, it gets pretty hairy on a regular basis like this, okay? That strap is actually resting, that bracket's resting right on there. Big deal? No, but it's something that I do got to definitely pay attention to, especially on smaller diameter trees where that tooth of this back tooth is actually resting on here. Makes me a little nervous. Again, not something that's a deal breaker even remotely. I love this stand, but it is something that I have to watch and pay attention to because this offset bracket is so big back here that it does get in the way of that strap sometimes. Not a huge deal, just something you want to watch for. Where here, I don't get that effect. Now we still get the same kind of teeth, you know, you get the same offset in the trees. You got a Versa button on both. You got the same cam adjustments on both. That's not a big deal. The difference is in these things. Notice how flat this seat sits against the tree, okay? So when I am on that stand, I can lean to the tree. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So we're going to climb up on this. Okay, so here I am in hunt mode. I want you to see, I'm going to put you out, hold you out this way. Look at how, actually let's go from this side for the sun. Look at how I can lean my body back against that tree perfectly because of that seat being so skinny. So I can lean right back on there. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing to be able to hug this tree and be able to snug right up on this tree with my butt there like that. I like that a lot, okay? So that's a huge factor for me to be able to do that. Also, it's perfect height for me if I want to lean against it like this, and I just want to take the weight off my legs a little bit and just kind of lean right on that seat edge, which I do all the time, like you're seeing right here. It works very good at this height for me, okay? It's good for my knees, it's good comfortable. As you're seeing here, I like that positioning of that setup a lot. And for me to get ready to hunt, all I do is push it back as you just saw, and now I'm ready to hunt. Okay, so it's that easy. I can lean in, get comfortable, kind of hang out right here. But if I need to and I want to get to the tree, I just push it back with my butt. That easy. And I'm ready to hunt. But I'm all the way against that tree. I can tuck in tight to this tree. I don't have anything in my way. It's real easy to be against this tree. Now, when we're on the bee stand and we're set up right on here, notice that this one doesn't go any closer to the tree. Look at the distance here, this gap. Look at the distance between this one and this huge gap here because of the cushion hitting down there. That's that cushion hitting. But look at how far this sticks out. So now when I'm on this one, okay, notice how that's jabbing right into me. That bothers me sometimes. And again, probably has to do with my height at only 5'6". But I can't feel that I can get as close to that tree because I got to fight with that seat right there all the time. So that's kind of a little bit of a bummer there for me. And when I put this one forward, now I got to drop way down. Look at my knees are bent, and I'm down lower to rest on this, and that gets kind of annoying for me to have to deal with that, to be that low and then to push that up and out of the way. It's just a lot more complicated for me. No, listen to that squeak. That squeak is not a bushing. Okay, I don't think. I don't know, but listen to that. That must have developed from sitting bouncing around in the back of the truck and all the dust for all this time. Listen to that. We will have to fix that. Like I said, I haven't used this since September or October. Yep, but again, that's not fault of the stand. They will all do that. This one will eventually too, every one of them. But we just noticed that we will have to address that. We got a squeak there. Something is squeaking. I wonder if I pull that cushion. Nope. Yep, we got a squeaky bushing here. But again, that's the beauty of the bee stand, is that parts are available. If I had to buy new bushings, I can get them. I cannot for this. I have to find my own at a hardware store or something like that. But like I said, we will have to address that, which 2 years old and been used a ton, more than most people will ever dream of using a stand. And we got a little squeak in it. We'll fix that. But so anyway, that seat sticking out so far bothers me. It is not comfortable for me to use this, to be against that. I don't like that where that position is, and I don't like how low it is for me to rest in this way versus this one over here. Just lets me get right against that tree nice and tight. It's much more comfortable. And in this position, at my height, it's more look at my legs are nice and straight. I'm not hunked over like this. It's just perfect balance. And again, that's personally related to my height and how I use it. But I definitely like that factor. Now the other one is, notice how wide this sticks out beyond a tree versus this one, okay, which is almost the same across as a tree. A little less than, but look at how wide this one is. That benefits me when I have to shoot behind me on this tree. Now I'm left-handed, so if I want to come in and shoot around this corner, okay, and shoot this way, I can use this part of the seat to lean out on. Look at how far out I can get from the tree. Actually, I should tripod's not going to really help us here, but you can see how far out I can get to take that shot because I can lean my hip right against this and have that support of that seat to take that shot. I can't do that on this one. I don't get that luxury on this stand to be able to do that. When I go to lean out on this one, we don't have any room there, so I can't. Now, I also don't care for the fact that on this particular one, look at how tight I am between the cables, okay? So when I try to spin on here, and I'm in tennis shoes, size 10 tennis shoe, okay, so if I got to spin, which happens a lot, I got deer, I think they're coming this way, but then they're going to break here, or they break on that side. But when I got to spin on here, okay, look at what's going on with my feet in the cables here. Okay, as I spin, okay, see how tight this room is? Okay, it's just kind of annoys me a little bit, and the space between the cables. Notice this one I got the stealth strips on because I'm always in the cables here, where that one is wider, so I'm not. But you can see here that at my pant legs, everything, I'm in the cables all the time, messing with fighting the cables with the width on here. Now when I have my snake boots on, or big bulky rubber snake boots, or boots, bulky winter boots, that's kind of becoming an issue for me trying to quietly turn on the stand. I'm not saying I can't do it, but it's tricky, and I'm always in the cables. Even when I try to stand against a tree here like this, I'm buried in the cables. The cables are squishing my legs as I'm just sitting against a tree like this chilling, okay, like I would if I'm waiting to hunt here, okay, just like this, I'm buried in these cables. I am stuck in these cables all the time. I'm in the cables, and it gets kind of annoying. Now on this one, we have, when we do the same thing, look at the space on this because it's so much wider. Okay, we got a ton of room to be able to spin, same thing. Now I'm not on the end, remember that one's longer. I'm right between where the cables are here, right in front of them. Same thing, but we got so much more room width-wise between the cables to be able to maneuver, to do this stuff, which just makes life real easy. And when I'm back here, same thing, when I'm leaning against a tree, I'm not quite so into those cables. They're there, but I'm not pinched between them. You can see the difference here. Okay, if we stand with our toes to the seat post, okay, I mean, we got lots of room with no cables. Okay, that's kind of a nice feature. We come over here to this guy, we stand with our toes to the seat post, those cables, I'm on them. They're pinching me, both sides. They're right there. I'm tucked into those cables. That bugs me a little bit. The width of that one is a lot nicer of a feature. Now, another feature, too, that, again, not a huge deal, but is this one here is slippery. Okay, when I got muddy boots, this one is slippery. It holds. I've never slipped and fell, but I can feel that slide. I can feel a little slipperiness to this. Where this one here, this Lone Wolf, has got all of these little edges, these little teeth, and it's cast, and I can't move on this. There's no movement at all. I cannot slide or slip or anything on this anyway. I love that factor. I also do love the width of it that lets me get out here if I need to shoot back behind me, but I can get out here and I'm way off the side of the stand because of the width of this. It allows me to shoot around bigger trees. This one has the length factor to it. Again, a little wobbly because this one's hanging sideways on a tree. But this one's got the length factor out here, which is really nice. Okay, I'm not knocking that. That's a beautiful thing. But I don't have that width. I cannot get out over here. I cannot get out past that on there to shoot. And there's no doubt this one's way more wobbly. Okay, all these new water jetted stands are going to be. It's just thinner material. They're made to be lightweight. And this one has got a little more flex to it, which doesn't bother me. But when you're out on the end like this and you're trying to take a shot, reaching around, that gets a little, you feel that little bit of wobble there. Where here, this stands as rock solid as they get. And I don't have any of that nervousness when I'm out here and I'm trying to reach around to shoot behind a tree back here. I can do that on this stand all day long without fear. And I've killed deer out of both of these stands, like this, facing to the tree with my harness on. And this one here is, like I said, you would think this beast would be easier to do shooting this direction off of here, which, like I said, killed both deer that way from both stands. But this one, because the stand does have so much flex, look at it, it's real wobbly out here, and it makes you kind of nervous to be out here on the end of this thing doing that. Where this one, even though it's a little shorter, it has a heck of a lot more stability to it, so you're not afraid to lean way out here and lean on your harness and be able to take that shot, giving me almost more confidence and more room in here. So for me, I like the features of this stand better after spending 2 whole seasons with that one exclusively, and then coming back to this one. I realized what I missed about the Lone Wolf in the B stand. Now, this stand is incredible. Do not get that wrong. But the seat space too, the size of that seat, the comfort factor of this seat is not that good. And the size of it, the sheer smaller size that I showed you, this one is just so much more comfortable on my butt and just works so much more better. And so, like I said, 2 incredible tree stands. Will never take anything away from either of them, and I will never not own either of them, and I will hunt my butt off out of both of them. But when it comes to serious hunting, for me, serious hunting like I'm doing here, where we are on this 3-week Midwesting, where I am doing 12-hour sits, 11-hour sits all day regularly, this stand goes with me 100%. This one is what I'm calling my beater stand. I don't mean it as in a bad way, but what I mean is this is the stand that that Lone Wolf stand, because they don't make it anymore. After this trip, this Midwest trip, this will be folded back up, and it will be stuck in my garage up in the rafters, and it will stay there until this trip next year, where I'm going to be doing all day sits and stuff like this. This will be my traveling serious hunt stand. where this one will be my beater stand that I will use all season long in Georgia and anywhere else I hunt like that where it's early season for up to 5 hours, 6 hour sits. This stand is the one I'm going to take for that. But preference wise, if I had a choice, if I had to sell one, the B stand goes, this one stays. For me, hands down. Now, unfortunately, again, they don't make this one anymore. And the Novix Hilo is a great stand, but it does not have the same features. You do not get that width. You do not get these advantages. You get some, but it's not going to be the same. So again, I'm not trying to knock that B stand. I love that B stand. There's not a better quality made stand made today that I've ever seen. It is phenomenal. But this one, the reason I am in this one so much is the features I just told you. There's a lot of benefit to this stand that I do not get with this stand for all day sits, for the comfort factor, for a lot of things, the width, with my snake boots and stuff like that. This is just a, and now Dan will probably come out with a wider one that'll weigh a little bit more. Might be a beneficial one then for me, but this one here wins still, hands down, as it has for the last 3 decades. As the best hunting stand, tree stand combo for everything you could ever do, in my opinion. And it's like I said, even if we round it and call it 4 pounds heavier, I will take that 4 pounds all day, every single day, without question, without fail, without worry. It just works, and it works fantastic, and it always has. The seat design with these ridges and all this, it's comfortable. This is actually compressible when you sit on it. These will actually compress with your butt and make it very comfortable and level out with this. This seat here, stiff, very, very hard, very uncomfortable. My butt gets very sore. So there you have it. That's kind of the reason why I've gone back to my Lone Wolf assault stand for all of my serious hunting. And again, people will argue with me, and I'm not taking anything away from the Beast or anything away from any of the other stands out there. This is my personal preference, and it is also based on my height, my build, way I hunt, where I hunt, how I hunt, and your situation may be 100% different. But for me, this stand I want, and it's a shame they don't make it. It's a shame they don't support it anymore. And shame on you, Novix, for not supporting this stand with componentry and cables and stuff like that. Maybe they will now. Maybe enough people have complained. I don't know. But I heard they're not even taking care of the hang climbers and stuff like that, or making belts for them. It's just, like I said, it's a shame. They disregarded all the people that have spent so much time and supported them for so many years with this stand. And if, like I said, if I'm wrong, correct me. But last I heard, they weren't offering any support for these anymore, and that's shameful. That's absolute shameful. But there it is. There's the reasons for you. Sorry, long-winded, but hopefully it makes sense to you. Thanks for watching.